Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Gunter's kitchen. Today we're making Hollandaise sauce and we also making poached egg, and I'll show you how easy it is. Especially with Valentine's Day coming up, you might treat your partner for a special breakfast or a special brunch. Alright? So what you need is 2 egg yolks and 1 egg white, 3 grams of white vinegar. We'll do that instead of a white wine reduction and the vinegar, it turns out the same. And 20 ml of water, a pinch of salt, and please put the salt in at the beginning because it's going to dissolve with the eggs. But as soon as you've got the butter in there, it will hardly dissolve because the oil is going to cover all the liquid, and so it's hard to dissolve. A splash of Worcestershire sauce and the juice of half a lemon. You also need a whisk, a fairly soft whisk, and with the soft whisk you can easily whisk up the liquid you've just created. The other thing is, with the Hollandaise sauce you need 120 grams of clarified butter. So what you do is you just put it in a pot, bring it to the boil, let it sit, and then all the milk fat will be down the bottom. You can use more butter, but we don't like it that rich. All right? So we use the whisk and we start whisking it above the boiling water. So the water is on, it's starting to boil, and you just whisk it. When and you want to whisk it up like a sabayon. So it's starting to set after a while. And so you whisk it, and when it gets a bit hot, you just take it off and keep whisking it. You want lots of air in there, and then you put it back on. There should not be, when you move it like this, there should not be any liquid on the bottom. And when it gets too hot, turn your flame down. Okay, as you can see, it's well set. There's no liquid on the bottom. Yeah, there's no liquid on the bottom. We have whisked it up really well. There's 2 stages. One stage is the whisking, the other stage is the stirring. We whisk up the sabayon, we stir in the butter. So I just show you like this. We just add the butter. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And the easiest way is, that's why I've got a tea towel. If you put it on a tea towel, the bowl doesn't move. And when you can put the milk, the buttermilk in if you like. It gives it extra flavor. But be aware, when you put it in, that means it's going to thin the Hollandaise sauce down. We are done. And see how quick it was? Hollandaise sauce, beautiful, consistent, done. Now what we do, because now we're making our eggs, we put the pot where we cooked or we whisked up the egg yolks, we put it on here, and we leave the Hollandaise sitting on top of it. That keeps it warm. So it doesn't mean the butter cools down and it will separate. All right, so now let's do the poached eggs. Now the secret of making poached eggs, you don't have to swirl the water. I used to make hundreds of poached eggs every week in the cafe, and we never swirled the water. The secret is you watch the bubbles come up. As soon as the bubbles come up, it doesn't have to boil. As soon as the bubbles come up, you put the egg in. That means the bubbles will lift the egg from the bottom. It doesn't stick to the bottom. So make sure your water is hot enough for that. Now we've got here 2 liter water, and we've got 50 ml of vinegar. The water is nearly ready. So now we're putting a little frying pan on. I put some butter in it, and we're going to fry a little bit of spinach. As you can see, the butter stopped sort of foaming. That's when it's just before it gets slightly brown. That's the right time to put the spinach in. And we only need a little bit. It's just for our poached eggs. Okay, let's put the egg in. One, as you can see, the bubbles are pushing up the egg. So that when you get that sort of teardrop shape. Now the eggs are done. Let's. It's been nearly 2 minutes. It depends how many you've got in there, but approximately 2 minutes in there. Then put it on some paper and let it drip the water off. All right. So now we can plate up. Beautiful, consistent Hollandaise sauce, homemade sourdough, like real sourdough, no yeast. And let's put it together. Here's our spinach we just fried off. And then we're putting our beautiful eggs on top. And for a bit of a special treat, we put some smoked salmon on, because who doesn't like smoked salmon? And the Hollandaise sauce. You see how easy it is to make Hollandaise sauce and poached eggs? Special treat for your partner. Valentine's Day coming up. So, as always, like, follow, subscribe, keep notifications on, and share, tag somebody who should know how to do this. Alright, so see you soon at Gunter's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.